AGM went down beautifully. We got a lot of business done. We had 3 big discussions on pretty much to do with our standards and how well we're all performing in areas of our business. The members were very receptive. We formed 2 new committees with people that were very excited about raising the bar. One committee's to do with contracts between senior chiropractors and junior chiropractors, and the other one is to do with Advertising Standards Authority. Lisa Baptista is a new council member. She's a senior lecturer at the New Zealand Chiropractic College and advocate for those for the issues that are faced in the female side, and there's a massive surge of female chiropractors. It used to be particularly male dominated, now we're almost 50-50. There's another chap called Paul Aitu, and he came out of complete nowhere, which was really cool. And he stood up and basically said, I'm really into sport, I work hard, I play hard, I'm helping teams in the weekends, would you have me? And I just said, I've heard enough, join, because he's prepared to do something. The conference is fantastic. It couldn't be any better for where we are at. 125 delegates, that's double on last year. We're wrapped. The guest speaker, John D'Onofrio, is top notch. He's integrating chiropractic with top-rate neurology. I couldn't be more pleased.
The only way we're going to get the general population to accept chiropractic as more than back doctors is by documenting the research neurologically of what we can do. I think a lot of the information came out in the 90s, okay, which was then called the decade of the brain. And a lot of the researchers, both medically and chiropractically, started to focus in on brain function. Chiropractic is more than just neck pain, back pain, and headaches. That there's a whole myriad of neurological effects we can have on the human system by having them be adjusted by chiropractors. I don't think they fully see the clinical applications of what is possible with it. We get all of those neurological courses in chiropractic school, but the ability to take it from the textbook into the office is a little bit of a bridge lacking, I see.
We had a really good feeling from the audience. They're really behind what we've been doing this year, hitting some home runs with great stories in the media and just chipping away at that. We're seeing that members are making some claims that they shouldn't be making on their websites and not realising that, you know, forms like blogs are actually counted as advertising. It can be a big problem. Any negative PR we get, you know, from complaints is really having a damaging effect. And one of the things that I notice is people need to really just concentrating on doing their job well with their clients. Word of mouth referrals is the strongest thing. We don't need to be making, you know, these grandiose claims or, you know, using words that, you know, place us on shaky ground. I think it was news to a lot of people, the idea that there's certain terms that are very specifically shaky and we're going to get pulled up on every time. I think also the testimonial issue is something some members are a little surprised about. I know we've said it before from the association, but it's really something we need to be very mindful of. So we've actually created a committee that's going to look into what we can do, some positive forward movement on this issue. I think that's going to be a great committee. We've got a really strong presence of some good people on it, and also I think some of those people who have had a complaint against them, they've learnt a lot from that experience. They're going to bring a wealth of information to that, and I think we can actually move forward. We're looking at maybe going to the Advertising Standards Authority and the TAPS system and actually putting ourselves on the front foot.
Some of our members who are choosing not to bulk bill for ACC payments have encountered some difficulties with their claim acceptance record. Corian and I met with the representatives from ACC in Wellington recently and discussed those issues on behalf of the membership, and we feel that we've reached an amicable arrangement with them, although some members may still feel that their rights have been a little infringed because they no longer are at liberty to not bulk bill their patients as they have been. ACC take the view that in order for them to develop a relationship with the practitioner, they like them to bulk bill them so that they have their details at hand, and it also means that the practitioner's got the opportunity to take better control of the patient's overall treatment plan.
We have not increased the fees since about 1995, 96, and we've tended to be able to keep those controlled because of the growth we've had over that period of time. And we've got to the stage where it's time to catch up with the inflation and put some real value back into the fees. There wasn't one dissenting vote, and in fact most of them were talking about have we put it up enough and how we're going to control it in the future. So the motion was actually extended to include an inflationary increase adjustment on an annual basis, which was very positive. We're putting a lot of work and effort into CPD training modules and working very closely with the college and particularly the research area of the college, helping them develop CPD modules, which hopefully can become an income producing asset for the college research centre. So that's a major investment for us of about $65,000. And the real thinking behind it, in fact, is that we've come into this world of CPD, and it is an area where the wisdom of council can be used for the benefit of the members, because they definitely need a lead into this process so that it becomes a natural thing rather than a forced thing.
The CPD program is bedding in. As members will know, the NZCA introduced the CPD program for members only initially, and after discussions with the board then adopted in part our program with some developments from their side as well. And this is starting to work rather well. And the large number of attendees at our conference today is perhaps indicative of people's need to be cognizant of maintaining their CPD requirements. One of the exciting things we've got coming up is for the association members is the concept of online learning modules. These have been developed for the CAA, the Chiropractors Association in Australia, and we are now looking to further develop these into a number of modules, 4 in total, and these will be available for members online over time.
We had a very strong mandate from the executive to put something in place which we can change as members. That is an open source platform, which means that we can continually make changes without being tied into a single design company. We went through this process of actually having a gallery created of specific images for New Zealand chiropractic, which is available to all our members. There's no royalty attached to it, so it means that any of the members of the NZCA can use the images that we have. They're very happy that we're touching base with them more often, and certainly with this new electronic medium we're able to send more information to them on a regular basis. But it's ever evolving and ever changing, so certainly feedback from the membership is important, and we've received some good feedback over the weekend, but we'd love to hear more as well.
Well, the centenary year, so I think with Dr. Phil McMaster last night, we heard about the history of chiropractic, the history in New Zealand, and we've got some major milestones, and I think that with 125 delegates, the meeting yesterday, where every notice of motion and anything we ever asked, everyone all agreed, hands up. Yeah, I believe it's time for change, and we're looking for everybody to join the NZCA and be part of it and know that their voice will be heard.